Hello, I'm Sensei Alex Kakuyo, regular contributor here at Buddhistdoor Global, and the title of today's talk is The Three Bodies of Buddha. But before we get into that, I'll remind you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when we post talks in the future. Also, if you don't mind hitting the like button, that'd be great too. At the beginning of the Lotus Sutra, Buddha sits down atop Vulture Peak in preparation of giving his final teaching. There's a retinue of monks, nuns, devas, and bodhisattvas sitting in front of him, and they wait patiently while he sits there in silence. Eventually, a white light emits from his forehead and illuminates the sky in every direction, and when everyone looked up, they saw something interesting. There were an infinite number of Buddhas stretching out into the future and into the beginningless past. And of course, this begs the question, who are the Buddhas that everyone saw? One interesting interpretation was given by a Pure Land Buddhist minister by the name of Reverend Soga Ryojin, who stated that the Buddhas that were seen in the sky were us. He stated that the ones going into the past were our ancestors, our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, etc., supporting us in our Buddhist path. And the ones going into the future were our children and grandchildren. So in any moment, we are both being supported by the Buddhas that came before, and we are offering support to the Buddhas that come after us through our actions. Now, to better understand this, we need to understand the Trikaya, or three-body teaching, that Buddha gives later on in this sutra. And in this teaching, he states that the body of Buddha can be divided into three parts. There is the Dharmakaya, which is the truth body of Buddha. This could also be understood as the universal Buddha, or the primordial essence of enlightenment. Next, we have the Sambhogakaya, or joy body of Buddha, which is the celestial beings. Kannon, the bodhisattva of compassion, Jizo, the bodhisattva of hell beings, would both be examples of this. And then finally, we have the Nirmanakaya, which is the physical body of Buddha. And that's us. That's also the plants, animals, trees, birds, etc. that make up our world. Now, it's important to note, however, that these aren't three separate Buddhas, rather it's one Buddha in three forms. An easy way to think of this would be to consider water, which also exists in three forms. There's physical water, which is ice, that'd be comparable to the Nirmanakaya. There's liquid water, which comes out of our faucets. That would be comparable to the Sambhogakaya. And finally, we have steam, or gaseous water, and that'd be comparable to the Dharmakaya. It's all H2O, however, at its essence. It's just in different forms. In the same way, the Dharmakaya, the Sambhogakaya, and the Nirmanakaya are all Buddha, just again, in different forms. And as we understand the different forms of Buddha, and understand our own personal relationship with our Buddha nature, the seed of enlightenment that's within us, we realize that this practice that we engage in, this Buddhist practice, is not about gaining enlightenment. Rather, it's about returning home. It's remembering who we are at our core and learning to express our Buddha nature in the world around us. Amitabha.